1 second, just turn on the music here. Alright, for today's stream, I know this past week or so I've mostly been doing art for the Twitch stream, as well as art for my webcomics, but I figured I'll start finding ways to change things up, make things a bit fresh for other days that might be online on these streams, and I figured one way would be to do maybe once a week, try and do some fan arts, see what that's like, see if people are interested in seeing that. Obviously I plan to do other things in future streams, but I figured today's stream, yeah, have a nice little break, and it's not often I draw fan art, and it'll be something that most people will know the characters of. So I figured, why not Sailor Moon? So just trying to find a good drawing to base the fan art of. 1 second, just looking at the trends, because I think about 4 or 5 years ago there was that trend of one Sailor Moon characters. In which you drew one of the characters in their own style. I should join this trend when it first started happening, because that was quite a cool trend to be a part of. Just looking at images online at the moment, see which ones I can try and copy in my own style, whilst keeping it authentic, the way that you know the characters. So we comment there, KJ872, yo. Okay. Let's see if I can see how well I draw this character. I feel like the better I draw it, the more likely people will probably end up tuning in, because they'll know who the character is that I'm trying to draw. But it is a trend from like 5-6 years ago. As it was about, I say 5, it's probably exaggerating. It was easy back in 2020. And obviously they all drew it in their own style. So basically it'd be the character you all know and love, but probably not drawing it in close to my style. I can find ones closer to the original. Let's do this again. Yeah, I just found the original. So I've got a character at this angle. She's looking at this perspective. Yeah, it's hilarious, all the ones that people try to make in their own style of this character. I can see why it's trending so much. I think the #1, according to this site, had the character had like a beard going on. Completely changed her sex. It's quite funny. I'll try not to butcher this character too much. You may remember which trending this was from. It was a few years ago. Hi, what is your webtoon's name? Hello, Jotex4x. Yeah, my webtoon name is, I believe it's Crisscross Star. I believe I kept it the same name as the webcomic that I've been working on these streams. So if you go to Webtoons and search Chris, which is CRISS, kind of similar to the name of how I name myself on Twitch and on TikTok, but it's all separate. So Chris, then Cross, then Star, and you'll find my Webtoons comic. So I'm currently doing a fan art. Hello Nifemi, Eddie Boy, imagine you reach 1,000 likes. I did actually reach 1,000 likes a few times. I've had a few regulars join these streams, and yeah, I did get quite a few likes. Let's say I think the most I hit was at 30,000. I believe that's the record on TikTok. Hope it goes well. I'm making a webtoon too. Oh, amazing, Jotax4x. Yeah, I've been doing a webtoon comic for way too long. I say way too long because it's been ongoing for over a decade because I keep coming back to it. So I've just started this stream a couple of weeks ago, and I've been using the streams to share my progress with the comic series so far. So you'll find it on Patreon, but on Webtoons you can read it for free, the first 2 volumes, and I'm currently working on the final 3rd volume now. I probably repeat myself so much on these streams to keep talking about it. But yes, you can. I'm currently working on the final book of the trilogy. It'll be 200 pages long, and yeah, I hope people enjoy the final book of the trilogy. I plan to do these streams to do other things, but I figured today might as well change things up and try and do some fan art. See what people think of that, and I'll use also future streams, create some, try and start working on creating some games as well as playing games on here, because I know how much Twitch loves watching people play, and so I figured why not try and make some visual novels. Mind if I just drop the name of my webtoon in here? Maybe you could check it out. Yeah, please do. Please drop it in. I'll definitely, I'd love to see what your webcomic's like. It's always great meeting other artists. Yeah, seeing what other artists, like interacting with them, seeing what they're like, seeing what their work is like. So it's great to, yeah, read their stories. As an artist, as a creator, like that's my favorite part, is the storytelling. Like when it comes to trying to draw the art, it can be time consuming. You can easily procrastinate and lose the tension and the confidence in which you need the drive to be able to do this day in and day out. But when it comes to story and creating ideas, that's my favorite part, because it's yeah, it's the most fun part, because it's where you can just keep coming up with story ideas. But once you have to create the idea, that's when you just gotta sit down and do it. And yeah, it takes time. But yeah, it's just finding time to juggle everything. So it's called Dungeons and Raccoon. I'm uploading it originally in Spanish, but I'm also uploading it in English translated version. I know, right? I love creating stories. Exactly. I have a million ideas, and I keep coming up with more ideas. I even go back and I keep reworking on the ideas I have. I kind of like a dog chasing its own tail. Like I keep finding ways to improve it. Yeah, what I should do is just sit down and just start like getting it out there. But now we've got all these new writing tools. Like now, especially with software advancing, it's so much easier to put all your ideas in one space and actually get them to like working out where they're going to go next. It couldn't be easier. I'm currently using Novel Crafter, so if that helps you at all, trust me, it is, wow, it's godly. It really has helped improve, like advance my writing, actually seeing stories, actually going in the direction I want to go in, and just finding time to create them. I sometimes put away too much details of my story. I don't even mention, but I like to have written. Exactly. Yeah, it's too easy. Luckily, with ChatGPT, with people you might know in real life as well. It's good to have people you can like have you can speak to. You can have back and forth. You can find ways to improve. Like they can help improve the direction it's going. But yeah, definitely, it all comes down to, as you, the original writer, to know which direction you want to take it in, and then it's all down to using these online sources and people you might know to help guide you in the direction that you want to take it in, because only you know the way. But yeah, thank you so much, Jotax, for it. I'll definitely check out your comic. I can't wait to read it. And that's one thing about webtoons. I probably don't upload my comics in the right format, because was you meant to be posting only vertical single panels? Mine are just posted as normal comic pages. So it's a little bit convoluted, and I probably could space them out a lot more. But yeah, I'll definitely definitely check out what you've done so far. Jotek, how many pages have you done so far of your comic? So far I've been working on Crystal Star, and I'm about 200. I've done 200 pages for the first volume, 200 pages for the second volume, and I'm now almost 50 pages for the third volume. So I just spent the entire time scribbling this person's hair, and just realised that her head is more of a fringe, like short hair at the top, and then she had the long ponytail at the bottom. So I just had to quickly redo that. Again, I'm kind of copying how the art exactly is on the art that I'm copying, and then what I'll do is I'll start adding my own style on top, but still basing it on the fan art that we all remember. I'm a bit late to this trend. I'm a bit late. But better late than never. Okay, currently working on just always I start with the rough draft. I always start with the rough draft and work my way from there. I forgot how much detail is in this character. So okay, just doing the heart necklace, neck brace. Thank you for the likes. You feel me? I can see them coming in. Yep, you said imagine you reach 1,000. Well, yeah, thanks to you, we're now almost at 2,000. Thank you so much. Yeah, she's got that sailor outfit, that school outfit that most Japanese girls wear. What I should have done was copy pasted the original one in here, because I'm probably going to have to change the canvas size. So, like with Clip Studio, amazing program, I can easily do that with a few edits. So it seems like end here by her, where her neck ends. And yeah, that's about right. And then I'll just quickly colour in the background, fill in the blanks. I've been drawing over one. Okay, which is illustration? Okay, I think I'm on the wrong page. Okay, let's copy, paste this over here. There we go, that's better. Okay, let me redo the scale once again. And by the way, got 2,100 likes, nice drawing, and see you going to chat on phone. Cool, yeah, no worries. Thank you, thanks again. Nifemi, much appreciated. Thank you for the 2,000. Amazing. Okay, I'm just going to redo the scale again, change canvas size. Okay, here we go again. I've got so many documents up, I should post some of these. You earned a follow as well. Amazing. Nifemi, much appreciated. I stream Monday to Fridays, 6 to 9 p.m. It might change every now and again, because there might be a few evenings I might be busy, but I will be here as often as I can. Not only streaming my artworks, but hopefully, as I mentioned before, creating and hopefully playing games on this platform as well. Because clearly that's what a lot of people love to see. But it's also great to be able to draw these artwork on stream as well. Again, thanks for the follow and thanks for the likes. Okay, let's scale this character up a bit. She's a bit too small. Okay, yeah, looking at the original drawing, she's got her back all the way up here. Okay, she's like crouching down. Again, she seems to be sweating, quite emotional. I don't know why this image was trending many years ago, I just know it was, and a lot of artists were getting on board with this trending. So yeah, just tidying up how I want the character look. She was, yeah, because it's so subtle, even her eyebrows. I think other people gave her like different expressions because you couldn't quite tell what she was trying to convey. I think those who watched the episode or the movie that's based on would have had a better idea. But yeah, her eyebrows are so subtle. They're almost in lines. She was definitely in some kind of combat here. So again, as well, I probably had my own little style choice to it. Again, I'll go back all over this in fine detail. And of course, add a bit more to my style into it as well. But normally, yeah, it's how I normally draw the eyes. Again, we're just getting an idea of where the lines and the shapes go. Normally I'm not this messy, but figured might as well have fun with this fan art. It's been a long time since I've done fan art. Yeah, she's kind of like, even though she's kind of looking in the direction of the viewer, but she's more like just over the shoulder. Like, yeah, just off the corner here. Again, bring her eyebrows a lot further down because they're almost touching her eyes. So bring that down a bit. is actually going to come out pretty well. She's got quite a bit of forehead here, and even though we can't quite tell because how messy my lines are at the moment, let's make sure there's enough space to see between her headband and the hair on top. Yeah, normally the way I draw hair is quite messy anyway, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see how much tidier I am with this character. Definitely try and get a little bit more tidy than I normally draw it. But yeah, if anybody has any recommendations of how they want the character, what character I want to draw for next week's fan art page, please, yeah, don't hesitate to message, let me know. I may have to, make sure to put my schedule Friday fan art Fridays, and then I'll try and have something different for each day of the week. Probably 2 days might do the same thing, where it might be some comic artwork. Then 2 days I work on games, and then 1 day I work on fan arts. The background doesn't seem too complicated either, even though I often find other ways of doing backgrounds, but yeah, I might even be able to do the background on stream, even though it'll probably be not much better than the original, but I'll try. Yeah, she's almost got some blushing going on, even though there's just 3 little lines. That's normally what blushing would reference to. So, but it's probably more to do that she was in battle, so it's hard to tell. But just in case, I could always just add it in with 3 little dots. Oh, those earrings. See, I thought it was part of the neck brace. I didn't realise they were. I watched a lot of anime before. Like I watched way too much Pokemon, and like a million other shows. I love animated films, like all the Miyazaki films. I watched countless times. But Sailor Moon, even Lupin the Third was brilliant. But I can't say I ever saw. Maybe I've seen 1 or 2 episodes of Sailor Moon, as well as a lot of anime music videos of in which they incorporate clips from the film and then put it off an animated series and put it into their music video, and those are all very heartful and touching and very beautiful. But I can't say I've ever watched an episode all the way through, so I did not realise those earrings, that the drawings were of those little moons on either side of her face were the earrings. See, I thought it was part of the costume. That was so subtle. So luckily, having just spotted that, I can fit that in. Again, this is only a quick rough draft. I will be going over it in more detail. But yeah, obviously you have to start somewhere. And then what I'll also do is figure out the background. There's like some really simple lines going on here. I definitely got to enlarge my character here. She's about a quarter of this size smaller than she has to be. So I'll definitely make her larger once I've drawn in the lines. There we go, those lines. And then we've got like a few little bit of pebbles here, little pebble here, and then literally a pebble here, a pebble here. That's all there is in the background, and it just made me blue. I'll just merge that with the background, and then I'll see if I can scale her up, because she certainly does fill up that page. Okay, put the blue back in because I don't want the background get confused with background lines and character lines. And now to crack on with the character. I'm also going to do is just scroll through some of these fan art. Okay, yeah, some of these is unbelievable. Almost like AI did it. But it's definitely artists. Oh my god, adorable. And yeah, some of these you see a lot more of the character. So I probably didn't need to zoom in too much. God, One Punch Man, amazing. Yeah, some of these are adorable. Yeah, I'll save it here for now. And yeah, what I'll probably do is shrink the character back to how I had it, because yeah, probably I'm just paying too much attention to detail. I can be a little bit more original with it, and that we can see a bit more of her. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll continue drawing the character in my own style, and then if I need any other accessory details, I can always look at the other artworks. Okay, let's see. Okay, as always, I start with the eyes. Okay, so as you'll probably tell straight away, this is not the exact style of the character, even though it's a fan art of her. I'm going to do it in my style. Maybe future streams I might try and copy it even more, make it more like the style like the original artist had intended. But as this is based on the trending in which people did the character in their own styles, I figured I might as well try and do it in my own, even though people will still know who it is who I'm basing it on. But yeah, definitely late to this trend. Definitely late to this trend. But better late than never. And yeah, Joe Tech for it. Again, thank you for the link to your webtoon comic. I'll definitely check it out after the stream, and I should be back on Monday. And when I do, I don't mind sharing clips of your if it's family friendly. I don't mind sharing a few little previews of your comic on the stream. So I can share it on the stream here for everyone else to see. Okay, just drawing this character, looking a bit serious. Yeah, I realised that most of the people who did their own character art of this character, they not only did they do it in their own style, but also they just gave it different emotions. So it probably didn't really matter the detail, what's going on in the scene. What matters is it still looks like the character that they're basing on. Yeah, let's receive the notification. Thank you, Nefemi. Thank you for the follow. Okay, and then now on the eyebrows. I don't know whether they go for like overly bushy, as I tend to do with all my characters. then yeah, she's got yellow hair. And definitely yellow eyebrows. Then again, I think they're just black line eyebrows. Like, let's see what other people have done. Yep, gone for yellow. But yeah, in the original cartoon, it's just thin lines. But yeah, I don't mind colouring them in. Got her ear a little bit too thin to her face, so I'll go back over it. So yeah, what I plan to do is I'm going to stream for another 20 to 30 minutes. I'll then quickly go off, have some dinner, and then I'll come back. I'll probably won't be long for like no more than like 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and continue streaming to the end. Okay, just drawing her ear now, and then I'll add in the detail inside. I'm normally quite quick with the ears. It's mainly just the outline of the ear that's the trickiest part, and then even though the inside of it should be tricky, but I kind of do this like S squiggle, and then everything else is just like just this. It's like there's a few line squiggles. I don't know if I put too much detail into it. It's normally quite quick. So as you can tell, I'm currently doing the trending Sailor Moon character from many years ago. I'm late to the bandwagon, and so there's a little quick quick overview so you can see what I'm working on. I should know her name, as it's a super famous anime. I think is it Resuta? I'm just butchering the anime names. Yeah, I'll look up later. But yeah, this was the redraw Sailor Moon challenge. I don't know how many years ago it was, but it was definitely a while back. From the 1991 series. Probably get corrected eventually on stream. Okay, but yeah, so far this character's coming on really well. I don't know whether to go for more comically large eyebrows. Might as well. Might have some fun with it. It's a fan art after all. Creative expression and all that. There we go. And then she's got blue eyes. They're quite striking in the original cartoon. So I try and keep as visual to it as possible, so that's a bit too dark, too purple. There we go. These big white eyes. And then how I draw noses, I do quickly draw the nostrils, again a few little squiggles. This is one thing I find about my artwork. It's always a cross between a pig nose and a semi-decent nose, but it's just finding that balance, especially when it's camera angles from below. You're seeing more into the nostril, and so often I'm told by people who comment saying that the nose is too big, it's too round, and it's like, yeah, still working on it. It's definitely one of my weaknesses, but I feel like this is actually half decent. Normally they don't come across this good. It's definitely a more realistic style nose compared to most anime noses, where it's just like a quick L shape. That's all it really is, and that's what I'm looking at right now in the original Sailor Moon character art that I'm basing this off. It's literally just an L shape, or like a part, like half V shape. And then then we do how I like to draw the character's lips. Just do a quick bottom lip. Often people might comment saying I don't do enough. I actually doing upper lips as well. I can try and work it in. I don't often put upper lips in. they said I don't draw lips at all. I'm like, well, I kind of do. I just do half the job. It's all about what the bottom lip is doing. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I'll continue with the where I normally draw mouths. I don't want to ruin the piece if I haven't butchered it already. And then just some lip shine. I'll probably come back over this and highlight it in white. Yeah, it's all about those little details. Okay, then yeah, because when I first started getting into manga art, it was difficult. I mean, like, it's one thing to try and draw the eyes, but the full face and both eyes and make it all symmetrical. So often I would just be drawing like one half of the face, just the nose, mouth, yeah, one eye, one eyebrow. And so often I got asked, why you can do the face? Why you can to the side? But it's because it's so difficult to get the perfect symmetry on the other side without like ruining the artwork, and it just takes a lot of practice, and over time it just gets better and better, and it's gone to the point where I kind of have like one eye doing one thing, another eye showing another expression. That way you got one side being showing one conscious expression, and then showing the true intention of what they feel, and then having the other side of the face conveying another, like the side that they want to keep hidden. And so, yeah, I will go back to the other side of the face now. Normally I like to start with the head first and then work on with the rest of the body. And so yeah, let's try and figure out what this other eye is doing, because at the moment you can see it's a little bit larger than this one, and I can easily clean that. So what I'll do is I'll have her again conveying the same sort of expression, as she's not got anything to hide here. She's in probably the middle of combat. Again, to try and find out where this screenshot's from that everyone was watching from as part of the trend. So yeah, just the eyelashes. Again, I'll probably go over this again one more time in more detail. I just try and get an idea of what the eye is doing, what we're trying to express. Yeah, so much expression is happening here. I have no idea what's happening in the scene that this fan art is based on, that everyone was copying from that trend. But I'll try and do as good job as I can, making it look as much like original character as possible, whilst putting my own style into the creation. Yeah, I'm not sure if chin's a little bit too large here, so I'll probably bring it in. As the character's a bit younger, and normally when I draw characters' faces, the smaller the chin, the younger they are. That's why you find that a lot of animes, you got characters with like these gigantic chins, and they look like they're meant to be adults, and so often, like, you would ask people what the age of the characters are, and it's just impossible to guess, because they might look like they might have young features, yet when you look at their bio, it says they're like 30 years old. It's like, how does that person look 30? How are they meant to be 30? That's just impossible. But yeah, we all know that Sailor Moon's characters are definitely younger, so try and make them look as useful as possible. This is probably the best fan art I've drawn ever, even though it's only a sketch, like slightly polished line artwork so far, but it's mainly because I don't really draw fan art that often. I can't remember even the last time I even drew fan art. It was probably a couple of years ago. I say a couple of years ago, it might even be before that, but that's normally if it's, it probably was 2 years ago, but that's because I would have been commissioned online where people who see my artwork, they were interested in it and interested in my style, they will get in touch and say that they're interested in my artwork and they want me to draw some pages for them. And they'll send me a script, what they're after, and I'll do the best I can to draw it in the style that they're after and the characters want me to draw. So, and a lot of the time it's because they've got anime shows that they love and they would love to see the characters play out in a story idea that some fantasy that they have in mind, and it's really easy to look online and find artists that they can hire to commission. So I'd say at least 5 times I've been asked to draw fan art for people, and I would have probably been asked a few more times, but it's just I just haven't had time in the past. But lately I got a little bit more time, so I've said yes to a couple of people. But those ones haven't been fan art, they're just original creations. Like there's like one page here, one page there. So something short and easy. That's why I was happy to say yes to those kind of projects. Because a page is nothing. It's different when they ask you to do like 20, 30 pages for free. It's like, I do have to make a living. Can't better than I thought. Okay, and a lot of the time I look back at it. I'm obviously very happy with how the eye came out, but it's almost perfect. But a lot of the time I find out if the angle's wrong, if I feel like it's not big enough, or if it needs to be moved. That's one great thing about digital artwork, is that you can just select the area that you've been drawing, resize it, tilt it, rotate it, and get it the angle you want. So it's more symmetrical with the character that's already in the drawing, and that way it's even better than you could have hoped. Rather than having to erase, redraw, erase, redraw. This is a great way to This is why I love working on digital. So easy to fix those minor edits. And again, looking at that work, she just has her eyes like wide open in this screenshot. But here, based on expression, I figured that she's like in the midst of battle. She's like on like serious mode here. So I'll have her squint a little bit more. Again, similar to this eye. So let's erase some of these lines from top and bottom. There we go. See, it's pretty much as good as I could have hoped. And then what I'll also do is polish the outline for her other eyebrow. And do the same with that. Also, I'll draw her ear. So this side, we see more of a face on this side than we do on this one because of the angle which she's looking. We see more of this side of the face. So a lot of the time, I'll then make it so, whilst ears are mostly symmetrical when people are facing front arm, I'll normally then try and hide the angle, the parts of the face or parts of the body that we see less of. Which is why I put the ear slightly further behind her face. And again, you can see how quick and easy it is to draw ears. It's literally line, 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 squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. There are areas of the art, when it comes to art, that I find easy, and for some reason, hands and ears I draw, like sometimes I might find it a little bit difficult to draw certain features, but when it comes to hands and ears, a lot of the time I can just do them without thinking, and I know how difficult it is for most artists because it's all down to shape, and it is difficult. But for some reason I sometimes find it a walk in the park. then yeah, like normally I would then create a new layer and then draw the outline of the eyebrow or other character features. But because it's only a couple of lines, I don't mind just erasing the rough sketch and then just going over the line again. I don't mind it being a little bit messy. This isn't going to get hanged in any gallery anytime soon, so giving some artistic expression is never a bad thing. And yeah, I definitely need to clean up her eye here, because as you can see, this one is pretty much peak finished. But this side, it needs to be cleaned up a bit. So again, I'd normally create a new layer and then start polishing the outline of this eye underneath. But I don't mind. Again, just tidying this up. I'm in no rush to finish this anytime soon. I'll easily get finished by the end of the stream, but that's why I'm happy just to go over the artwork again with a little more polished line, and then clean it up at the same time. Yeah, nice and easy. Clean up on these things. I didn't see how quick and easy it was to polish some of these lines. It's one thing to redraw an entire character and clean up all the sketches. And there's sketches underneath this, but that's another layer, so I can just click of a button and they'll be gone. So it's just doing this polish line on top. Yeah, she's got these like big, gigantic eyelashes, and it might look like quite simple style and on the original anime, but that's the way you exaggerate it when you try and enhance the artwork in your own style. You look for the exaggerated features, and when it comes to the eyelashes, they're the most exaggerated features of any anime artwork. Even though I may have probably gone a bit too overboard with it. But definitely, it's one way to know who the character is that I'm drawing. And then again, I'll just select the colours. I right click on the eye next to it, and then just select the features, the colours I need by just right clicking. And there we go. Both eyes are complete. I'll probably go over the pupils and give them some highlights, enhance the style and the colour. But yeah, it's kind of got like two eyes. This is why I often look at the artwork again to make sure everything's going okay. And straight away, I already noticed that the pupil on one eye is slightly higher than the other. I mean, it makes sense that she's looking up, because that's kind of what she's doing in the original screenshot. Whilst this one, I mean, I kind of prefer this one on the right here. Mainly because you can see the full pupil. So what I'll do is let's cut a film. And have another crack at it. So we can't go too big, so let's bring it down in size. And then bring it down. And again, because of the shape, this side looks like she's looking up still, so it's got to bring the pupil down. Oh, my TikTok stream thinks I'm away, so it will quickly move this puzzle piece over so it knows I'm still here. Bear with me. It's one of the issues with streaming on Twitch and on TikTok at the same time, especially when I'm on my phone doing it. There we go. Okay. And then... I think it's almost done. Well, I say almost done, like the eye's almost done. There we go. That way it's more symmetrical, it's more polished, and it looks identical to the original character. Well, I say it looks identical. Both eyes look more identical. Compared to the original character, well, I mean, her eyes are like Disney's eyes. They're, well, Disney-style eyes, in which they're just gigantic Bambi eyes, which are a lot more cuter, a lot more like puppy dog, and cute, far too cute. But here, yeah, I like to bring in the characters and make them look a bit more real in style, even though it's basically a cartoon. Okay, colour the teeth, the gums, and the face. Again, I'll go over this all in more detail. But yeah, so it's coming together quite well. Again, I know I put in highlights for lips, but what I'll do is I'll add that in later, because there'll be like big white reflections on there, so because of that I'm going to get rid of any black outline. Again, just clean up any additional loose lines. And as you notice, the bucket tool doesn't quite get everywhere, so I'll create a new layer underneath, grab the lasso tool, and I'll just go around and colour fill that in. And then there'll be some outlines underneath that I missed, where the eyebrows are, where the eyelashes are, where it just needs to be painted in black. I think this needs a bit of blue, and then, yeah, done. That's the face done. Okay, now on to the hair. Yeah, I always pick like the turnip pen. I mean, it all depends what file size you're working at. So often I would work at like the line width size, like 1 or 1.3, like no bigger. But it all depends what size art document you're working with, because sometimes you'll need it larger or smaller depending on the document size. So there's no exact scale to work with. Okay, now I'll continue with the neck going down, because I can hide it behind the neck collar. So it goes around like this. I'll have another go at it. There we go. It's about the right size. Yeah, it's kind of like a, it's not quite red, it's like a cross between a pink and a red colour, so I go for like this kind of colour. Let me scroll through the other people's fan artworks, because they've gone for more red than dark pink. So yeah, I know it's up to artistic expression. I think it works. Okay. And then she's got like a big heart shape. Yeah, cute. So I create a new layer for that one. As you can see, it's its own layer. I can move it around easily. Won't affect any of the other layers underneath. And then again, just easy fill in there. Tidy up some of these loose lines. Okay, so she's got this thing on her head, and I've got to do her earrings as well. I was looking at the fan art, seeing how they drew her little headset. Okay. Yeah, it seems to be one of these as elements to draw. Yeah, I'll continue with the little headband. Same underneath. Perhaps do a bit more polishing to this. My first attempt. I may have to come back to it actually. It was a little trickier than I thought it was going to be. What I'll do is I'll continue. I could probably. Yeah, let me delete the headset for now. I'll continue with the earrings and then come back to the headset later because the earrings are definitely the easiest part. Yeah, so got like 3 little pearls and then connecting it. So let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, it's like the middle crescent is just underneath. just draw small lines connecting in between. And I'll bring this earring up a bit, it's a bit too far down. Even though, according to the original cartoon, it's already over her neck collar. So, yeah, I probably have the head a little bit too high up, but I'm sure it's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. Oh. Let's line that up with the ear. And then bring it up. 1, 2, and 3. Again. A couple of little lines connecting it. I could probably make them a little bit larger. Matching the earring on her on another side of the face. Again, thank you for all the likes, and thank you for the follows today, it's been amazing. Okay. I think I'm making this worse. Okay, I mean, just think the lines are getting in the way. Let me have another crack at this. 1, 2. Oh, too far. Oh, I think my laptop is saving itself. 1 second. Move the moon over here a bit, so it's a bit more lined up. And because this moon is on the other side of the face, like where we behind the face, so I've just got to erase that corner part. There we go. Let's see, so she's got yellow moons and white pearl. Yeah, a few little white pearls that connect it. Beautiful. I might change this as well, but for now, whilst I can still see it, we've got these little lines here. Again, I don't know if she's blushing or whether it's because she's been fighting and she's injured. So I'll just do that and that. A little bit, again, a little bit of artistic expression. She's got quite a long neck in the cartoon here, because it seems to keep going down here. But it goes off screen, so I'm not sure how much further it goes down. So I'll just end it there. that kind of comes out this way because she's like crouching. Again, just getting like a rough outline of her body angle. Now to bring it in a little bit. Don't want to make it look like too much like Hunchback of Notre Dame. Again, just helps with the perspective. Yeah, this bank's a little bit tricky because it's not often I draw them hunched over. Yeah, probably not too much detail, but yeah, it helps. Okay, that'll do. Because yeah, I'll draw her hair. As it's kind of like split into two parts. Like she's got like a top part, like a hair bun, and especially the front, like fringe part of her hair, and then it's the ponytails at the back. So I can do it in like two different stages, and that's what art's about: is just finding the shape, the distinct look, and then finding the process and drawing each part. It's not like you don't just draw it all as a whole at the same time. Because yeah, it's so easy to go wrong. For now, I'll go for a bigger brush. Not sure how long to go with the hair, like whether it be short or long. Again, I got the original image in front of me, so I'm kind of just seeing what I can do with it. Get as close to the original as possible. She has these kind of like two hair buns on either side of her head. But I'm guessing connects, like is what keeps her hair separate from the front part of her hair to what connects her pigtails to. But I'm just guessing. Yeah, let me see how people did the sideburns. Again, it keeps going past some really comical fan arts of what people do with the character and the style. Trying to see if there's any sideburns. Yeah, some people gave us sideburns. Wow, yeah, some of these are stunning. Because I've got a hair all the way up here, that's why I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to do it. So it's probably best if I also give us some, not too obvious sideburn. I mean, that's quite obvious sideburn, but yeah, don't go too over the top with it. Like I've got characters in which their sideburn dangles all the way down top of the side of their face, so I don't know to do it that way. But it's just enough to give it some style, some flair. Oh, I mean to click that line. And then I'll go back to the original for the pigtail. It has a lot of little details. Like it's not just one long strand of hair. You've got it separated into, like you see it like intertwining. That's the thing with that. It might look like simple design, but then when you look closely, you can see that it's intertwining. It's actually flowing like hair would. It would be just a few lines. They just re-brought it to life. So I'll see what I can do with this here. Yeah, I'm not sure how many of these lines are going to stay in the final image and how many I'm going to keep, but yeah, it's really liking this right side of her face where I'm drawing now with the lines are flowing. Okay. And then her suit. See the back part of the sailor outfit. How it folds over her uniform. And then we see her arm just there. And then all that's left is her headband. The one I was going to do earlier, but yeah, I really want to get it right. And my first attempt wasn't the best. So let's have another go at it. And it's literally just a couple of lines. And then the shape. Should we want to get right? Okay. And this is where I hide the squiggles. Although this is the draft line. The visual sketch, which is like headlines everywhere. So now it's a lot more polished than how I started. Not sure if I'm missing anything else from this artwork. Hey Easy, welcome to the stream. As you can see, I'm currently drawing fan arts of a certain anime you may have heard of. Big 90s anime. Figured I might as well use a stream not just to create Twitch artwork, but thought I'd have a go at drawing a much beloved anime series that people know. Yep, Sailor Moon. But I draw the character in my own style though, so there's a bit of artistic original expression. But yeah, that's indeed correct. Sailor Moon. I should have had the original on the corner here, so we can see what I'm working with. That would have been the best way. But yeah, as I think I'm going to quickly shoot off. I have some food. I will stay online. I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. But I'll leave this on here. I'll just quickly write in case anybody else turns up. Be right back 10 minutes. Be back soon. And quickly I'm back. Let's restart the music. Didn't realise it already stopped. There we go. Yeah, apologies for the wait. Yeah, got it at some point. Sadly, this is the middle of the stream. Oops, I've got a couple of messages. Bear with me. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so where were we? Okay, I'm going to move the be right back 10 minutes. So now back. Okay, so we've got the headband. So if I move the hair. And I'll polish the whole headband. Complete that. And then crack on with the hair. And then polish the rest of it. Again, apologies for the wait. As always, I create a new layer underneath the one I'm working on. Yeah, definitely don't want the line that big. Yeah, 1.4 should be too bad. Yeah, maybe a little bit bigger. 1.5. There, and there. Don't have to be too tidy over here because it gets hidden by the fringe of her hair. And same on this side. Okay, this should be hiding just the right part of her hair, so we shouldn't have to see these last bits of lines. So I don't have to worry about reaching the very end of her head. Okay, this is more like a more prominent yellow than I've already got, so probably be this colour. Maybe I could put a tad bit wider. These additional lines. Okay, now on to her hair. I'll just hide her body for now. on TikTok here. It's going to be a better angle here for the screen. There we go. Yeah, the brush is a little bit larger. Currently working on the character from Sailor Moon based on the challenge trend that happened a few years back. I'm a bit late to the game. As some of you might recognise who the character is. Normally my draw hair can be quite messy, so I try and keep it somewhat tidy. Hi, welcome to the stream. Probably guess which character I'm drawing based on which art trend it was that happened a while back. I figured a bit late to the game, but I figured I'd have a go at drawing that Sailor Moon character. If you haven't guessed already. Figured Fridays, I spent most of the week drawing comics, but I figured why not use the Fridays to draw some fan art. Then I can share the art process here online and also on YouTube after. See the making of, like the before and after, and the character it's based on. Obviously, in my own style, of course, there's some loose interpretation. As an artist, it felt like it'd be unfair if I copied the character fully, and based on the art trend, a lot of people did this character in their own style. Other times I'll try and keep true to the original, but figured why not add my own style to the character? That way people can still remember the character I'm copying, but also see some originality in there. As a lot of other artists did the same thing, they would add their own flair, their own characteristic style. Yeah, this piece is almost finished. I think in the next half hour I should have it finished. It's not too complicated. Probably remove the original hair now that I'm tracing over. Yeah, normally I would leave a lot of the squiggly lines in the hair, because that's a lot of how my style normally is, but I try and get a bit more loosely similar to the original style of the character that's based on. Try to move as many messy lines as possible. Okay, now I colour in the hair. Again, yeah, so it should be the same colour as eyebrows. Nice and shiny yellow. So do the same way I do all the colouring. Grab a curvature line. go around all the outline of the edges. So make it all the way back down to the beginning, and I connect both lines. And all that's left is the colour fill and the pink bucket. Where's my lights gone? 1 second. Hello there. I think my computer was lagging just a bit there. Okay, which bits didn't connect? It was just that last bit. Yeah, this wetland. Not bad. Okay. Gotta go polish the top now. What's it? Oh yeah, pigtails. Oh my god, I completely forgot about pigtails. Okay, I'll definitely get back to that. Let's finish doing a shirt. Now I'll do pigtails last. Again, going off the original artwork. Trying to get the sailor uniform right, because again, I've got the original artwork up here as reference. She's got two lots of lines in uniform that run across the back here. Not sure if I get 100% right, but I think that's perfect. So we've got that one line there. And another line there. And runs up and around, like so. Okay, that's a top down, just in case I have to go back, I'll just move it there, just below, so we can come back at any time. Yeah, some of these lines came out really well, but I know this one, this side, definitely needs a little bit of a polish and a finish, because I can always see that the line does not connect all the way around. Yeah, I think this blue's better. Plus it can definitely tell the parts in the background I'm using. And slightly darker blue for the interior shade. Again, I'll go back over this at the end, add in more of the shade that needs to be added. sure if it's meant to be blue or not, but yeah, no big deal. Adding my own artistic flair. It's pretty close to the original thing. And some wrinkles into a shirt. Wow. Okay, just pigtails to go now. And of course there is the background, which I can add in now. The one that's originally based on. Just very close to what the original looked like. Maybe it was just a couple of simple lines. Yeah, really easy edit. And there's one more line. Cut across like that. And then once I finish the pigtails and color them in, I'll begin the shading process. And then that should bring me to the end of the stream. Yeah, it shouldn't have taken me 3 hours to do this, but I did go away for almost 15 or so minutes to grab a bite to eat. So yeah, technically it took me just over 2 hours to do this. And I wasn't rushing. I was polishing this at the same time. I really like this one line that goes across. I should mix another layer, but yeah, again, it's all details easy to edit after. Again, loving how these little details give volume and texture to a very flat piece of hair. Even in anime, it's a very simple 2D style, but there's a few strokes and shadow there to give the hair thickness and volume. You show just in a few strokes. Yeah, very clever. She's not going to have to wait into the cartoon. And the same on this side, where within 3 lines, Theory gave the characters' hair some really good volume. So to convey that as well. Okay. Though, I do prefer the thickness on this side. Yeah, because what happens is it seems to spread out more. This one, I got it going quite thin out here, so I'm going to try and fix that. Try and give this head a bit more thickness and more volume as it spreads out from the top going down like a, yeah, like a little hurricane. Okay. There we go, that should be how they had it. Again, I'll try and make it look like it's coming down from the top here, because it's clearly connecting to these 2 pieces. There we go. Make sure it can't touch anything. Just need to make 2 original layers. Okay, let's merge them together. Okay, just the pigtails are colouring now, and the character is... all the colouring will be finished. This is going to go shade after that, and add in a few details here and there, but it's the hard work done. think that's it. What I've noticed from the original also is that I think these lines here go slightly further up the original image, so I should be able to easily remove it. Oh, that was too easy. Let's do it again. Move that there. Maybe if I do this. Then next up, notice that there's probably a line that goes down in the middle too, but I think you don't see it in the original screenshot because it's behind her, but I mean I could add it in, because I mean it's got to be another line based on the symmetry. Try and add it here. And I also notice that it gets darker up above, it gets lighter down below. So let's start selecting. All of the layers. And then yeah, using this gradient tool, select this blue. And select then a darker colour, shade of blue, like very subtle. Might go for a slightly more darker blue. There we go. Okay, now we start shading a character. Put on one folder. I'm missing earrings, which are now behind everything else. Let's edit and do. Make sure I set everything this time. There we go. Copy and paste. Always like to make a duplicate of the original layer before I start shading in, so I don't lose anything from the original file if I ever go back. And also means I can just merge some of these layers when shading them in to make them easier to edit. Like even this, these little lines on the cheeks, I can already merge with the original. Yeah, I'll start working with this now. And also notice that I've got paint behind the pigtails here because it's a little spot I missed. Then merge them back together again. That's the thing about being an artist, you're always trying to be a perfectionist, always trying to improve what you've already done. Okay, now start darkening areas of the character. Start giving this character some weight and volume. So minus 60, minus 40. And I'll do that with all the other layers. Whilst duplicating them. That's always at the same shadow, same depth. Minus 60, minus 40 again. Now let's go to each one. Earrings now. Oh, thank you for the lights. Ah, Yuka, thank you for the lights. Welcome back. Hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. As you can see, today is a fan art day. I figured, like most days, I'm going to be doing either Twitch stream artwork or comic artwork. And today, I figured why not make Fridays, try and diversify it and do some fan art. Do you know which character this is? Do you watch anime? I did do some artistic expression with it and give it my own artistic flair. We need to see if you know what anime character this is based on, even though it's normally the character's a completely different style, but you might recognise her accessories and what she's wearing. That's if you watch anime, of course. Always helps if you've seen anime. No, I don't know the characters, which I made, but I heard some of them. So I'm making sure I can make this check. Web browser a little bit bigger so I can see your comment a bit more. Don't watch anime, but I heard some of them. Yeah, so this one is from the 1990s classic Sailor Moon. To be honest, I don't know this character's name. I feel guilty, but yeah, it's a big hit. I know in America and Japan, I'm sure other countries as well as China, but yeah, to be honest, I mean, I know if I saw this picture at the shop, I know exactly which anime this is from, but if you ask me to name the characters, I would have to show myself out. And about a few years ago, there was an art like trending challenge in which a lot of artists were doing this screenshot of a anime character in their style. So this was my attempt drawing the original character but in my own style, which is why if I drew the character a bit more in the style it's based on, you might have had a better chance of knowing who it was from, but yeah. I'll try and also in future try and add my own style to original characters, so I'm not just basically plagiarising every character I draw every Friday. Is Yu-Gi-Oh! An anime? I watched that one. Yes, it is indeed an anime. Yeah, because I was big into Pokemon, I was too addicted to Pokemon back in my day. Loved it. Yeah, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that the one with the playing cards? Yeah, that was a fun one. But I did watch Pokemon more. Just finishing up this character. Almost done, just got to shade her in, add in some texture and details, and this will be complete. Yes, the one with the cards, I liked it a lot. Yeah, it was, I think I saw it every now and again, it was on TV, but yeah, there wasn't many animes all the way through. But I'm sure there were a few that the shorter ones I watched all the way through. Whilst One Piece, oh my god, that's still going. That's probably the longest ongoing running anime of all time. So yeah, even if I start watching it now, I don't think I'll catch up with everybody else by the time the series is finished. Which is why a lot of people are giving recommended episodes to watch, so they can skip the filler episodes and watch the main ones that move the story forward, because there is just an insane amount of episodes. I think is it 1,000 or something? I don't know. I just know it's an insane amount. Oh, got to duplicate it. Just know this. So let's undo that. that there? Oh, well, we'll duplicate the heart still. Okay, we do the heart. But yeah, over Crunchyroll, there's always something new and exciting to watch. I never watched anime, just that one. Oh, okay, I see. Well, if you ever get into anime, yeah, definitely recommend Crunchyroll. If you ever listen to see what else is out there, what's big at the moment. I keep forgetting the name of the show, but there are some good. Solo Leveling is probably, and One Punch Man, for me, are the two biggest hitters. Is it Evergreen or something with these? I find the one about the immortal or almost immortal elf. That's a really good show. Whilst yeah, there's probably several that I should be recommending to you right now. If you were to ever get into watching anime again. But yeah, there's all, over Crunchyroll, they normally list the show, the must-watch shows. And there's one in particular which I watched the first season of, and it has a lot of the tropes that you love out of an anime, and I am dying to go watch season 2 of it, because in season 1 I liked it so much, I watched it back like 2 or 3 times. Again, I probably had it in the background whilst I was doing my artwork, so I didn't just sit and watch the whole thing over and over again, but I had it in the background, and I'd always look up every time I hit those key moments in the show that were just amazing. Like, they were so dramatic. It went from comedy to thriller to horror to action, back to comedy again. It knew how to hit those moments so well. And for the life of me, I keep forgetting the name of the show. But yeah, so next time I stream, I'll let you know which one it is. Yeah, I don't know if we have that much time to watch movies on it. Okay, that's understandable. And yet you have time to watch my stream. No, but yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I sometimes will have time to watch like a part of a movie or something every day. But often I got something streaming on in the background with music or YouTube videos, and I'll be focusing on my work on the computer here, whether it's drawing, artwork, even books. I don't have time to read. Yeah, but it's different. I know. It's different because it's like YouTube videos. You don't have to like sit and watch it fully. You can just put something in the background, and then we can listen to it whilst you're doing other things, and then glance over to see what's progressing, what's happening in the video, and then go back to what you're doing. And it's more like filler than actual. It's like a radio but with visuals. So yeah, I know exactly what it's like. So yeah, it's the same with reading books. Like I barely have time to read one page of a book, but I have time to put on an Audible version in which they read the book to you, because I can still do my tasks for each day, and I can do that at the same time as listening to the book, and still know what and still experience what the book has to offer. But yeah, we're streaming for about 10 or so more minutes, just in time to finish this beautiful art piece. And it's almost finished. My first fan art in a very long time. So there we go, that's all the shading done. I'll also add in some other details. I think she's sweating a little. So drop it there, drop it there. I used to watch game shows on YouTube while studying. Exactly. And often I'd listen to like Twitch streams, because all the time you don't really have to watch them. You're mainly listening to them, and whilst they're either gaming or going about their everyday lives, and you can just hear what their stories and what they have to say, and then you can just move on to the next stream and hear how they're failing at gaming, as they're shouting away, or they're angry or upset or getting emotional. You can't get the gist of what's happening without having to watch it fully. Even though sometimes I do end up glancing and then realising I've been watching it for an hour and I should get back to work again. I don't think she sweats this much, but I'm just exaggerating the amount of features that she has going in the original piece. Just a few more little sweat drops. And then I'll probably add a little bit of blush, because that's kind of my artistic style. I'll just hide her shadow for now, duplicate her layer, add in paint bucket the red to where the blush will be. Select the red, remove everything outside of it. Oh, didn't mean to move it, but you can see what's happening here. This is what I just edited and removed everything on the outside of that area. Use the magic wand, select the area of the red, and then I pick the soft eraser tool because I want it to be a soft blush rather than a hard red. And let's go around. And there we go, there you have it. Bear with me. Okay, there we go. Just moving some web browsers on my computer so I can see the chats better. Okay. And back to this again. So then I'll put the shadow back. Okay, so the hair. Okay, so I think the light's coming from the left here, so it just means... Oh, clean that a bit. Okay. Okay, so obviously we've got the hair causing a shadow from that angle. So as you can see, the light is mainly hitting this middle part, and the hair's hiding the rest of the light. Then we've got her earrings. So again, it'll be on the left-hand side of them. Nice and easy. I think the front part of her neck is mainly shadow, so I'll leave that shaded. Yep, we see the pigtails in light, so again, just the left-hand side. And then the front part of the hair gets hidden by the shadow again. And there we go. I start uni in October, so I have to work and do uni at the same time, so I don't have any free time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I completely understand. Okay. I used to have time to even game a lot. So I've got like PS5. I would probably spend like 2 or 3 hours gaming every day, then gaming with my mates when they came home later after they finished work at the end of each evening. So I've always spent way too much time gaming, but now I barely have time to do that at all, which is probably a good thing because I'm being so much more productive with my time, as you can tell, drawing Sailor Moon characters for a stream. But it's worth it though, it's worth it. And also it means progressing with my the Patreon, like Crystal Star, which is, it's been an ongoing comic. I've got to finish it. Like, it's been too long on the back burner. It's about time I finish that series. So it's been a lot of bit, I've progressed with it so much. That's going to be amazing once that's finished. So it's nice being able to focus on the work and see it finalized. Okay, so as you can see here, we're now doing the shade on the left-hand side of the face. I don't know if there's a better way to do this. What I'll do is I'll select the areas with the lasso tool where I want the shadow to be, so that when I'm going around erasing, it won't go over these lines. And then it curves around like this. And I'll still use a soft brush. And I'll still be careful, but at least it won't go over those lines that I just selected. See what this looks like. Not bad. Yeah, you can see a little bit of a fringe up here. Oh, yeah, that's actually came out quite well. I don't normally draw this colour in this neat, or I should say shade in this neat, so this is actually quite chuffed with this. Okay, in the back of the neck. I think we've done a top here, so I'm going to go tighten up some of these other line colours and shading. Then go back to the neck. That's a blush. Okay, I think that's finished. I just got to do one more thing. See if there's a way to, like, often I might apply like another layer on top of everything. Add a bit more atmosphere. Give that a bit more depth. Again, just go through these, see what adds the best atmosphere. Try and remember which is my favourites. Probably one of some of the early ones. This one's pretty good. Vivid light, okay. Oh, thank you for the lights. Thank you for the lights, Joker. Saturation. Okay, I think it's between vivid lights and some of the earlier ones. Let's see. I can remember what they were like. Yeah, Colour Burn was quite powerful. Might be too much, but it definitely brings out the rose in her cheeks. Go back to vivid light again. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, I'll go back to vivid light. Actually, probably go back to Colour Burn because it definitely enhanced most of the colours. Though I did notice that her chin needs a little bit of work on the shadow, whether the suture was a little bit messy. And I'll soften the Colour Burn. Actually, I think vivid light is better. Makes everything a lot more bolder. Okay. Done. Well, 4,500 likes over on TikTok. Thank you so much. Dark looks better. Oh, dark looks better. I like the darker one more though. Okay. Yeah. In that case, yeah, because I did like that, the colour burn. Where was it? Yeah, because it really brought out the rose in her cheeks. Yeah, I did too. It was hard to choose. So I didn't want to get too dark, but it was just picking the right depth. But yeah, there we go. And save. Another purchase. No, don't change it. Leave it however you like it. Oh no, yeah, either one. Like, it's an easy edit. But yeah, they're both perfect. That's why it's so hard to choose. Yeah, thank you for those who have joined the stream. Been another productive day. Hope you all enjoy your weekends. I'll try and do like Fridays, like fan art days, and then I'll still progress each day during the week doing comic artwork when I can make it online. I'll definitely try and find out when I'll start trying to either play games or create games, and that'll be another way to immerse the audience more, and a great way to vary up the stream a bit. I'll be at work on weekends. That's perfect, because I'll also be off weekends, so that works out perfectly. But yeah, I'll be back Monday, and I hope to see you there. Enjoy your weekend, don't work too hard, and catch up again soon. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Take care. See you on Monday. Bye.